Hi, my name is Kerri Draper and I'm the Reiki Master Teacher at Huntington Beach Reiki. And today I want to talk a little bit about the Reiki Precepts. And the reason for that is they were so important in Makai Usui's teachings that I think that if you bring them into your daily practice, you will find health, happiness, and just a sense of well-being. And even though they're Reiki precepts, these can be used by everybody. You don't have to know Reiki to use these. And again, just use them in your daily practice. It's a great way to start your day and to end your day by stating these precepts. A precept is a rule. It's not an affirmation. So again, this is something that everybody can use. All right? So let's start at the beginning of the precepts. Just for today. I love that phrase. And the reason I love that phrase is it brings you in the now and in the present. It's just today. So I'm not worrying about what I did yesterday, and I'm not worrying about what's going to happen tomorrow. I'm just focusing on today. And what's great about that as well is I can do anything for one day. So I can follow these rules for one day, no problem. If I tried to say I'm going to do the Reiki precepts for the next year, I'd be, oh, forget it, I'm not going to do that. I can't do that for a year. But for one day, I can do anything. So I'm focusing on today. The first Reiki precept is, just for today, do not anger. Now, does that mean never get angry? In today's age, that's almost impossible. There's so much going on around us that we do get angered. What we need to do is not to follow that anger and not to hold on to it, and just let that go. Again, for today. We're only doing this for today. You can do this today. And anger is so important because we hold on to it so much. Think about things that's happened in our past, and we think about that, and we get all angry again, just like it's happening right now. And why? That's happened already, by us getting angry, by us following the stories. And what we do a lot of the times too is oh man, I should have did this, I should have said that, and you get angry and you try to change the outcome. It's happened already, let it go. And that's what that precept really means in that state. Let that go. You don't need to keep playing that story over and over again. It's detrimental to your health. It raises your blood pressure, your pulse. It lets the stress hormones in your system. Let it go, just for today. So if thoughts come up of the past and you feel yourself getting that anger coming in, you know what? Let it go. Don't follow that story anymore. It's already happened. You're not going to change that, but you can change the way you react to what happened. So instead of getting angry about something, instead say, you know what, it's happened, let it go. I can have a totally neutral emotion to that, and it feels completely different for me. And now on your daily routines, you get angry. You're driving to work, somebody cuts you off, you get angry, and you flip them the bird, and that's the way your whole driving experience goes from then on out. You're angry. Now somebody's not turning quick enough. They're going too slow. Again, what is that doing to you? That's raising your blood pressure, your pulse rate. It's letting stress hormones in. Did it change their driving? No, they're still going to drive exactly the same. It only hurts you by getting angry like that. Your drive can be a totally different experience. They can cut you off, and instead of getting angry and going to that anger response, whatever, come on in and enjoy your ride. So when you get into work, instead of, someone says, how was your drive in? You say, oh man, it was horrible. There's such idiots on the road. And a negative experience for you. Or you can come in and they say, how was your drive to work? Oh, it was fine, no problems. It was the exact same drive. I just reacted totally different to it. We hold that power. We forget that we hold the power to make our reality what we want it to be. So instead of getting angry at all these little things, just let it go. Again, for today, we're only talking about today. Just let it go. And then people, especially our family and people close to us, they get us angry so easy. And why is that? Have you ever thought, why do we get so angry with people? It's our expectations. We expect somebody to act a certain way, do a certain thing. And when they don't meet that expectation, we get angry. But really, that's our problem. That's not their problem. I don't want to do what everybody expects me to do. If I had to live that way, it would be horrible. So why should I expect everybody to do what I think they should and then be angry when they don't do it? So when you feel yourself getting angry with somebody, stop and think, am I angry because I expect them to be a certain way and they're not? And then you need to realize that is your problem. That is your emotion, your thought process. So when you find that, maybe you need to change that thought process if I expect them. And let it go, and just let that go. You know, some people are just going to do things that are going to be irritating and cause you to be angry. Realize that is just their way. That is how they are. And once you can do that, oh my gosh, it's so much easier to be around and live with that person. So remember, it's your expectations, and you have to let that go sometimes to get rid of the anger. Okay? And again, I'm talking about today. Tomorrow you could be angry as hell at them if you want, that's fine. But today, just let it go and see how much more freeing it is for you to just let that anger go for the day. Okay? That's the first part of the precepts. Now the second part is do not worry. Now this is another one we just spend so much time in. We worry so much about stuff that just might happen. How much of our energy have we spent worrying about something that might happen that has never happened? I'm guessing probably 90% of the stuff that we worry about will never happen. And we spend so much time and energy, and we put ourselves in such a distressed state to worry about that stuff that might happen. So again, just for today, when you start to worry about these things, say, you know what, I'm just going to not think that, and I'm going to change my thought to something totally positive, and go there just for the day and see how that works for you. And not only do we worry about everything, but we worry to the extreme. It's got to be the most catastrophic thing that's going to happen to us, and that's where we're at. And we need to realize that we can also come over to this side, and it's not so bad. I had a student I was talking with, and she was saying, yeah, my 21-year-old daughter, you know, I was calling her, and she wasn't answering the phone. You know, my first thought went, oh, she's been murdered. She's dead. And I said, well, she might be having sex. She's not going to answer the phone for that one either. So, you know, stop going to the worst case scenario of everything that's going to happen, and realize that there's a lot of positive stuff that can happen as well. So try to keep yourself on this side of the fence and not clear over here that, oh, the doom and gloom. Again, just for today, let that go. Let that worry go. And again, feel how freeing that is when you can just release that worry. It's a great feeling to have. Okay, so then the next one, and this is one that I really, really love because, again, we don't do this, and then that is show gratitude. We are in such a hurry to get from point A to point B that we never stop and say, hey, thank you, thank you. And what's so great about the universe is when you say thank you, the universe says, well, you know what, that Kerri, she sure is grateful. I think I'm going to give her some more of the good stuff. And it really works that way. So be grateful for everything. You know, I always say, what is the first thing today that I really needed to be grateful for? I woke up. Not everybody woke up today. Thank you. Thank you. My children, they woke up. Thank you. You know, just give that gratitude throughout the day. I'm driving somewhere. I need to get there. I get a green light. Thank you. You know, I'm driving along. I get another green light. Thank you. You know, I go along. I hit a red light. You know what? There might be a thank you. Maybe there's an accident up at the next light, and that just saved me from that accident. Thank you. It takes, you know, 2 seconds to say thank you, and then move along with your day. And once you stop and you start saying thank you for all the great stuff that's happening throughout the day, you'll realize, oh my gosh, I've had the most miraculous day ever. You're going to start to see the miracles that are constantly happening around you. And we do. We have miracles constantly going on around us. And we just don't see it because we're like in this fast lane. I got to get here. I want to be there. But if you just stop for a minute and say thank you, thank you, thank you, it's amazing what comes back to you. So I can get to the end of the day by showing no gratitude whatsoever. And how was your day, honey? And I can say, oh man, I had a horrible day. I can have the exact same day and be saying thank you for all the great little things that happened throughout the day to me. And I can get to the end of the day and I can say, oh my gosh, I had the most wonderful day ever. I saw this, I saw that, I got this, I got that. And it was the exact same day. I was just being grateful for all the stuff that came to me that day. And when the bad stuff comes, thanks for the lesson I learned. Because you always learn something from something bad that happens. You always do. And again, just say, gosh, thanks for that lesson. I needed to learn that. Okay? So go throughout your day. Again, show that gratitude. Thank you. Thank you for the little tiny stuff and the really, really big stuff. You know, we're always great about saying thank you for the really, really big stuff, and we just constantly just miss all the little thank yous throughout the day. And it makes a huge difference. So say your thank yous. Give that gratitude. And you'll get to the end of the day with that, wow, I had the most miracle of a day. It was wonderful. Okay? So show the gratitude. And then the next one I want to talk about is, be honest. Be honest in your work. A lot of what that means is, be honest with yourself. Be your true self. Be who you truly are. And truly work honestly on yourself. That means do the self-healings. Do whatever it is that makes you happy, that makes you you. We spend so much time worrying about what people think that we are not us. We're somebody else. We're trying to live up to other people's expectations. And when you're not your true self, when you're not honest with yourself, you're not happy. Think about when you're doing something that you truly want to do, and you're acting totally in your natural state, you're happy. It's a great time at that time. But as soon as you step out of that and you try to be somebody else, you try to act a certain way, now you're uncomfortable, you're stressed, you're in distress when you're not being your true self. So step back in and be honest with yourself and be who you are and be okay with that. Because you know what, if we were all the same, this world would be so boring. But we're not all the same. We are all different, and we are all perfect in the way we're different. We're born perfect. We stay that way throughout our entire lives. The only thing that becomes imperfect is our thoughts on who we are. But we've never changed. We are that perfect light. We are perfect beings. So be yourself. Be who you are, and be happy with that. Okay? So if you can get through all those steps of do not be angry, do not worry, show your gratitude, do your honest work, then you can get to that bottom of the precepts and truly show compassion to yourself and others. If you can't do these other things on the list, it's going to be really hard for you to show true compassion to yourself and others. So you need to work on all the precepts, not just skip down to the bottom one and say, yeah, I'm compassionate, I have compassion for everybody. Because if you can't get rid of that anger, the worry, you can't work on yourself and be happy, it's truly hard to be really compassionate. So work on these precepts, and when you can get to that point when you can be truly compassionate for yourself and others, you're happy, you're healthy, you are on your enlightened path, and that's where you need to be. So, pull these precepts out. I have a lot of people that will have it written down, stick it on the mirror, so every morning when they wake up, they can see them. Oh yes, this just for today, this is what I'm going to do. I'm not going to worry about what I did yesterday. If I messed up my precepts yesterday, oh well, that happened. No big deal. And I'm not going to worry about what I'm going to do tomorrow, because that hasn't come yet. So I'm going to focus on today. I'm going to do my precepts. I'm going to work on all those. And at the end of the day, I'm going to be happy. I'm going to be content. I'm going to be who I am. And I'm going to carry that over to the next day and the next day. And that's how that works. You work with today, and then when today's over, you got a whole new day to work again and start over again. So you do it again. And again, that brings that happiness and that health into your life. So this is the Reiki precepts, and this is my take on them. You can take it or not. Again, it's up to you to create your reality, and you do hold the power. So remember that, okay? So again, I'm Kerri, and I'm a Reiki Master Teacher of Huntington Beach Reiki. Hope to see you again soon. Bye.